I am Nurul Huda from Telecom Engineering Department, University of Engineering and Technology, Texla. And I am here to present the feasibility report on the appraisal of GSM Locking. And the project is of engineering management. My group members are Sabawakar Kanzakasim. The attributes of our project are the technical appraisal, market appraisal, financial appraisal, socio-economic appraisal, and ecological appraisal. Basically, the technology we are using in our project are GSM and GPS. Our project consists of car locking, unlocking, and jamming system in the tracing system controlled by a cell phone operated on GSM signal. The signals are generated by another cell phone by making a call and pressing some secret and exclusive keys by the car owner. The significance of our project is less time consumption and the owner authority to deal with his automobile security himself. Now first come to the technical appraisal. Technical appraisal basically deals with the technicalities of the project. It consists of the overview of the project and the prerequisites of the project. First come to the overview of the project. There is a calling phone, and when a person calls from the phone, there is a GSM Aloha toward the receiving phone. The receiving phone is on the auto answering mode. Then the receiving unit basically consists of an Aloha circuit which is controlled by the SIM card. Then there is a jammer and the central locking system and location tracing which is controlled by the main Aloha circuit. Now the Aloha circuit, come to the Aloha circuit. The GSM Aloha circuit has a mobile phone which is basically a Nokia 1100 which is cheap and it is DTMF tone operating system. Then there is a DTMF decoder. We use the IC MT8870. Then there is a buffer which is used, and then there is TNC which is a programmable IC. Now come to the working. The working consists of a perception, processing and performance. Perception. It involves the decoding if the DTMF tone generated by pressing a special key on the phone. Audio signal from the receiving phone is fed to the decoder chip. The decoder chip is the DTMF decoder and it is IC 8870 and it will convert the signal to the binary code and then feed it to the microcontroller. Then come to the processing unit. The processing unit has TNC and the location tracing. TNC is the microcontroller used for processing and the program is basically written in the Arduino. And after processing, the signal is fed into the performance unit. The performance unit basically consists of the door locking, engine locking, alarm and SMS. The TNC output is fed into the car locking and engine jammer, which are electronic circuit based on the output from the TNC. There are special key numbers for different purposes only known by the owner of the car, which will result differently, like unlocking of car and jamming the engine. Tracing the location of the car can be done by special services provided by almost all the SIM card service provider. Now come to the prerequisites of the project. The prerequisites of the project requires the preliminary tests and studies, the software simulations and hardware implementations. The tests and studies basically include. Now come to the test and studies. The GSM Aloha circuit is the main component, as you know. To test whether our GSM Aloha work or not, we implement it on a robotic car. The test was to control the movement of the robotic car by GSM based calling and on the other hand DTMF tone based controlling, and this actually worked well. Our circuit mainly consists of the mobile phone, DTMF decoder, TNC which is a programmable microcontroller and the motor driver. We first test it on a GSM controlled robotic car. We perform a software simulation on the Simulink. In the Simulink, we placed a mobile phone, the DTMF decoder and all the other component and the result was successful. Then the term was of the hardware implementation. We implement this initially on the breadboard as it was just a test and we observed that a test was successful. How the central door locking works. Door locking can be performed by feeding the output of the TNC to the input of the door locking system, and then by polarity change of the door can be locked and unlocked, and if someone tries to unlock the system by force, it will result in an alarm. Now the question is, how does engine get locked? Engine can be locked or unlocked by a digital switch, as this is shown. Two binary values. The digital switch having the two binary values operated by a TNC placed between the engine and the sparking by careful configuration. When the switch has a digital one, the supply of the fuel will be on and vice versa. The digital switch will also be operated by TNC with proper coding. Digital switching technique is also new to some extent. The on and off state would be also controlled by user own key, which is a secret and exclusive, and would be processed by TNC to change the polarity of its certain pins. Now come to the availability of the raw material, power and other inputs. The raw materials are definitely the microcontrollers and buffer, our programmable IC TNC, the door locking switches and jammer systems, SIM card and mobile, constant battery voltage and the power sink. Power and heat sink. Constant battery voltage is needed for the whole circuit to run and for the mobile to operate Proper heat sink is needed for the whole circuitry not to burn out and work properly. Optimal scale of operation. Optimal scale of operation basically tells the number of product needed for a promising return. We have calculated in our financial analysis that almost 200 products are needed to return us a profit. Now come to the choice of suitable production process. For the production, we divide our system into some units. These units are Aloha unit, mounting all together unit, heat sink and voltage managing unit, switch, jammer and locking unit. An Aloha unit is further divided into mobile unit, SIM card, ICs and TNC, programming unit and mounting and chipping unit. Programming unit is then further divided into design unit and research unit. Then the switch and jammer and locking unit is also divided into design unit, research unit and manufacturing unit, as the research will be continued for the development. Then the proper layout of the plant and the building. The main thing is that the availability of the raw material, the area should be remote, the fuel should be available, internet connection should be available, and machinery which is needed, that should also be available. Then comes to the work schedule. For the optimal scale of operation, the work schedule would be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. as in the other departments, from 5 days a week. But in the starting, the workload be much more and there will be no count for the days and night for the establishment. Now come to the social acceptance. The chance of the technology to be socially acceptable are very large, as the cards are theft are much more common nowadays. And our system give the freedom to the user that no need to include a third person and no need to pay annually or monthly for the system. Only one time payment is required.
I am Sabha from Telecom Department, UET Texla. Now I would like to continue on with the market analysis. Market analysis of the project is required to develop a customer-focused product and servicing. Market planning process thus can be called the heart of the project. This appraisal determines the parameters such as market share of the product, supply and demand trends, elasticity of demand, and the stakeholders. Now let us first discuss the market share of the product. Market share of the product evaluates the share of the product in the market. Now, in order to increase the market share of the product, one need to have the following strategies. The first strategy to increase the market share of our product would be aggressive pricing policy. After that, we have to rebrand the project. Rebranding is the creation of a new name, symbol, or design for an established brand with the intention of developing a differentiated new position in the mind of stakeholders and competitors. After that, we have to increase our market spend. Increasing the market spend increases our revenue effectively. According to an estimate, increasing the market spend to 62% can generate a revenue of 29%. After that, we also have to think about our market development strategy. Now let us discuss the supply and demand trends. Supply and demand trends determines that how much is the product that we are launching is in demand and how frequent is the supply of that product. GSM security and tracker system has high demand in the market as this technology appears to be very attractive. The purchasers of our product are the manufacturers of automobiles and general masses who want to install the system in their cars. According to an estimate, 13,000 vehicles are assembled and marketed every month, while the country has an annual production target of 500,000. The production of our system is dependent on the net production of vehicles. So as the production of cars and the manufacturers are increased, the demand of this GSM security tracker system will also increase correspondingly. After that, now let us discuss the elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand indicates the inflation. That is how the price of the product alters with the demand. As the GSM tracker system is not a seasonal product, its demand will remain almost constant throughout the year, and so the price of the product will also be a fixed value. But we can alter the price by considering the market trends and our competitors. To enter the market, we can first launch our product with a comparatively low value while offering the same services as the other competitive products. But then, after penetrating and controlling the market, we can raise the value to achieve the desired products. Now let us discuss the stakeholders. Stakeholders include all those people that are related to our product. They include customers, buyers, seller, media, etc. Coming to the competitors, coming to the competitors, we have a high competition in the market. Our competitors that have already launched some security system of automobiles are Futures, Recover, HLS, and Unique Track. And also there are many other competitors. And all these companies are offering their tracking system at an average rate of 18,000 to 20,000 pkr. So we will change our sale price range by following these competitors. After that, another stakeholder is the media. Now media includes newspapers, internet, and posters. Marketing strategy includes all those probable channels through which we can advertise, and media is one of them. Through proper marketing strategy, we can promote our product in an effective manner. Now coming to the consumers, we have distributors, customers, and buyers, and the manufacturers. We can deliver our product to the manufacturers of automobiles and also to the distributors. These distributors will have the distributor centers on which they can provide our product to the end customers. On the other hand, we can also directly serve our end customers through home delivery system.